What is up, guys? It's Swimmer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action. This time I'm going to be battling in the Ultra Premier Cup. Going to be using that team of Swampert, Abomasnow, and Alolan Ninetales. I promised some battles in the Premier Cup with this team, and uh, honestly, my first couple sets went really well with it. So I thought it was, going to be fairly easy to get some decent footage, but yeah, this team it's not quite strong enough. Ice types uh, aren't really exactly what you want, and in particular, there's two Pokemon that um, create a big sort of problem for this team. So one is Empoleon. You absolutely need to have the Empoleon against the Swampert, really. Um, the Energy Ball from Abomasnow does a good amount of damage, but your Powder Snows are doing absolutely nothing, and the Drill Peck hits back for super effective. Um, and obviously, Ninetales is completely walled by Empoleon. And then Obstagoon is also a really big problem. Obstagoon beats Swampert, beats Abomasnow, and well, it probably beats Alolan Ninetales. If you land the Dazzling Gleam, you probably can win that, but uh, those two Pokemon are common enough that they sort of make it hard, but I did get some decent footage, so let's go ahead and get right into the battles. Yeah, so I think that you, you definitely need some more XL candy for Alolan Ninetales. Right now, Alolan Ninetales is basically just, it's bait, right? It's not expected to actually win any matchups, uh, except against Kingdra. It's great against Kingdra. So here we have Obstagoon on the lead. This is, fine for us. We're going to go ahead and build up a bunch of energy. We want to try and sneak that extra Mud Shot in there. So I think we were able to sneak it in. We get hit with a Night Slash. We're going to go for a Hydro Cannon here. Hoping to get some damage off on the Obstagoon. We do get some damage off. Going to go for another one right away. And then, because we need to save this Swampert for any fire types in the back, we have to switch out of here. So, going into the Ninetales, we were sort of hoping to get a catch a Night Slash there, but we did not. So, going to be going for the Weather Balls here. You guys can see that Weather Ball still does a decent chunk, right? So, we're not going to shield this up. Hopefully, it is just a Dragon Claw, but it is a Blast Burn to take us out. That's fine. If we'd been able to get off that Weather Claw or Weather Ball, we would have been able to threaten a shield, but um, totally fine. We're going to build up some extra energy. I know that this is just going to be a Dragon Claw, so I'm fine to take this. And then I can build up to back-to-back Hydro Cannons and go for it now. So I'm going to go for the Hydro Cannon here. This is definitely going to take out the Charizard. There's no way they shield. And then they're likely going to come back in with Obstagoon, which they do. Going to go ahead and throw the Hydro Cannon, really, really hoping that they don't shield this. And we do get the damage through. They have Gengar in the back, so we're looking pretty good with two shields on Abomasnow here. Going to go for the Weather Balls. We're going to match pace with that Gengar Weather Ball to Shadow Punch. And honestly, the Weather Ball does a considerable bit more damage, so Shadow Punch is going to come through. We're going to go ahead and shield that up, and then we're going to build up a little bit of extra energy. I was fine deciding to just double shield here and build up to close to two Weather Balls so that I'd have almost another one to throw into that Obstagoon. I didn't want them to be able to get off multiple charge moves. So they're getting off a Cross Chop here. This is not going to be enough to KO. And we can do one more Powder Snow and get to this Weather Ball, and that is going to be more than enough damage to take out the Obstagoon, and that's going to be a good game. So, pretty tight game there. Having two shields on the Abomasnow against the Gengar is definitely really strong, because the Shadow Punches aren't that threatening, to be honest, and the Weather Balls still do a pretty good chunk of damage. So getting into this next matchup here, though, against Dominus, I think maybe we error out. We probably error out, let's be realistic. I've been erroring out of a lot of matchups recently, so. Alright, yeah. Did error out, so instead we're up against me 999. Alright, Swampert into Dragonite. So this is really bad. Gotta go into Ninetales right away, and they come in with Lapras, so this is all right for us. We're going to go ahead and go for the Dazzling Gleam. This is going to deal almost half of their health. Yeah, probably about 40% or something. And then we're not going to shield anything ourselves. They're probably just going to go straight Skull Bash. They do go for the Skull Bash, so that's not great for us. This Lapras is going to be a problem in the back. We're going to go for another Dazzling Gleam, but because of that Skull Bash, this is going to deal less damage. Not going to actually get them all that low. And then they're going to have to throw at us to take us out, so they do decide to throw here. And an argument could be made that maybe I should have shielded there to, threaten with a Weather Ball or something. They're going to throw another Surf against the Swampert. I have to let this go. I need to basically get as much energy as I possibly can here. And then I'm going to go for a Hydro Cannon. And we are able to take out the Lapras. Dragonite comes back in. I've got to go into Abomasnow, and they've got an Escavalier in the back. So that's a good game. No chance that I can win this matchup. Counter is going to be dealing super effective damage. I didn't get a shield advantage when the Lapras came in, and Swampert is completely walled by Dragonite when you're running Earthquake. So there's really nothing I can do here. I'm not even going to shield. I'm going to keep throwing these Weather Balls, but it doesn't matter. There's really no play for me here. My opponent will probably let this go, to be honest, and then just 2-shield the Dragonite and Dragon Breath down. It looks to be what they're doing. They're going to go ahead and throw the Dragon Claw, I guess, but again, not going to shield. There's absolutely no win condition for me here. This was a game that I lost purely based on team comp. So, good game. Well played by my opponent. They recognized, or they were disciplined in their shield use, and so they were able to maintain their alignment and not give up shields, such a way that might give me an advantage. But yeah, that was definitely a team comp loss. So we have Swampert into Charizard. This is where we want to see it. So this is pretty good for us. We're going to stay in and look to build up. This is Wing Attack Charizard, so we aren't resisting the charge moves. I'm not going to shield this first one. It's just a Dragon Claw, so that's a good call by me. This is going to coming through again. This is definitely too early to be anything but Dragon Claw. So we're going to go ahead and let that come through. We're getting fairly low, so we're going to go. We're going to throw the Hydro Cannon. This gets this Charizard quite low, and then we're actually going to swap into Ninetales after building up to back-to-back Hydro Cannons. Again, wanting to draw out a potential counter. So we're able to take out the Charizard, and that Dragon Claw obviously does absolutely nothing on Alolan Ninetales. So they come in with an Ampharos. We're just going to be going for Weather Ball spam here. This is going to start to add up. This is just going to be a Thunder Punch from my opponent here. Yeah, Thunder Punch coming through. Does a decent bit of damage, but not too much. And this Weather Ball is going to start to threaten the Ampharos. Yeah, gets them quite low. We're likely going to be able to farm them down here. I'm actually going to let it go, and then come in with Swampert and look to Mud Shot down. We should just be able to do one Mud Shot to take them out. Actually, we come in with Abomasnow, and it's Obstagoon, and they actually look like they swapped out there, which is very good for us because it means they're switch locked now. But this Obstagoon is going to be a bit of a problem. Because our Swampert's dead. And against Abomasnow, it's really not exactly what you want, but we are able to get to a third Hydro Cannon on the Swampert to get off some much-needed damage, so that's really big for us. And now we should be looking okay with the double-shielded Abomasnow. I have to be careful of the catch onto the Ampharos, but I can just shield up the Cross Chop, shield up another Cross Chop. Cross Chop doesn't do enough damage to take me out, so even if they get up to another one, my opponent recognizes that their win con is to get the boost there, so they go for the Night Slash, so good call on their side. And then we're going to go ahead and throw another Weather Ball here, and they did not manage to get the Sack Swap, so we are able to take out the Obstagoon, and then the Ampharos comes in and goes down to 1 Powder Snow. So, good game there. So very lucky there that my opponent chose to swap out of that Ampharos matchup into the Obstagoon, because it let me get off a lot of damage with my Swampert that otherwise I might not have been able to get off. Alright, we have Gallade on the lead. This is okay. The way I like to play this is to throw 6 Mud Shots and then try and catch on the Alolan Ninetales. However, my opponent does not throw the Leaf Blades, so now that Gallade is in the back with a lot of energy, which is definitely going to be challenging to deal with. So they come in with a Escavalier. Here your best bet is to just go straight Weather Ball spam. You can get the Escavalier fairly low. With Weather Ball, you do survive a drill run fairly comfortably, even with the counters. And so you guys can see it can get to that third Weather Ball. That's usually the way this matchup goes is you can get to 3 Weather Balls and then they're able to counter you down. And they do leave with a charge move, but I do have a charge move stored on my Swampert, so I'm just going to go straight away for that charge move. And they might not have quite had the energy, so they're going to let it go. Come back in with Gallade, and then I'm going to swap into Abomasnow, again, hoping to catch a Leaf Blade. There would be no reason that they would throw close combat there, and we do catch a Leaf Blade, so that's very good for us. There's no reason now that they would not throw close combat, so I'm going to go ahead and shield that up, and we CMP Tide, so this is either going to deal a ton of damage to the Gallade, probably take it out, or force a shield. We do force a shield, and it's an Empoleon in the back, so this is going to be tricky for us. We want to go for Weather Balls here, obviously, but these Waterfalls, even though they're resisted, they really do start to add up. You guys can see it's starting to chunk away, and I'm going to go ahead and shield this up. It's going to be a Drill Peck, and then I need to go into my Swampert here and go for a Hydro Cannon. Hopefully this is enough damage to take it out. I really need this to take it out. Does not quite take it out. And unfortunately they still have a shield, so we're going to have to hope that we can farm down. We do farm down with just a sliver of health. We can get off the Hydro Cannon on this Gallade coming back in. They did get one Confusion through. But we have a Weather Ball stored here. Yeah, I think that it was debatable here whether I should have gone for the Weather Ball or should have committed and gone for the Energy Ball. And now, in hindsight, definitely should have gone for the Energy Ball. I think I would win this match if I did the 1 or potentially 2 extra Powder Snows to get to that Energy Ball, but the Weather Ball was just not quite enough damage, and so they're able to take me out. So, definitely a bit of a learning experience there. Like Ultra Ball or Ultra League, everything is so much tankier than it is in Great League. So certainly in Great League, a Weather Ball on a squishy Pokemon like that would have been enough. But this is Ultra League, so you need to get a little bit more damage. So I think Energy Ball was the play there. So Abomasnow on the lead, have to go into Ninetales here, and my opponent's actually staying in, so this looks pretty good for us. I am going to shield up the Energy Ball. Really, because if I take the Energy Ball, it makes it pretty impossible for me to effectively pressure whenever they switch in. And they actually come in with Gallade, so we're going to be able to throw some Weather Ball spam at this. We do get a shield, and somehow they got... I only saw one Confusion animation, but I guess they got 2 other Confusions in somewhere, so we're going to go ahead and throw a Weather Ball. We do get a second shield. Quite good for us. They get a Confusion in on our second one, but that's totally fine. We're just looking to spam, and then we can get into our Swampert here, and we're going to shield this up. They should just be at... This should be all of their energy, and so what I should be doing is building up a little bit more energy on my own, because I know I can, do at least 2 more Mud Shots there quite safely, but that's fine. They're going to come back in with Abomasnow. And we're just going to go for Hydro Cannon pressure here. They don't have any shields, so there's no use building up to the Sludge Wave. This is going to be likely an Energy Ball. Yeah, it is an Energy Ball to take us out. And then they should be Energy Dry at this point. So what I'm going to do is come in with Abomasnow and then look to catch on my Ninetales. So we try to catch. Unfortunately, we're not able to. And it's a Gyarados in the back. So the bad part about this is that they're going to get a lot of farm with Dragon Breath because it's double resisted. So They got a lot more farm than I would have liked there. Hopefully they don't have Outrage. It does look like it's Crunch Aqua Tail, so that is good for us. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball here. This probably won't quite take out the Gyarados, but we'll leave it in nice farm down range. We are able to farm down, and we're going to throw the Weather Ball right away. And again, this likely is not going to take out the Abomasnow, but is probably just going to be a race between our fast moves. Yeah, we're very similar health range, so hopefully we can just beat them down with the Powder Snows. We are able to do 3 Powder Snows to take them out. Honestly, they had 2 extra Powder Snows, so they were just getting the energy for the Weather Ball there. And you guys saw we survived with a sliver of health, so able to go 3 and 2 in that set, so pretty pleased with that. But again, this team is just, it's not super strong in Ultra Premier. So definitely use at your own risk. I really like Alolan Ninetales in Great League, but it's just not quite threatening enough in the Ultra League with those Weather Balls. So at least not without it being XL. When it's XL, I think it'll probably be better. So into a second set here, we have our Swampert into Drifloon. So we have 2 better counters to this in the back, so we're just going to go ahead and swap into our Ninetales. And they're actually staying in, so we're going to go ahead and throw a Weather Ball. This is going to deal a lot of damage or pressure a shield. And we deal quite a lot of damage, so that's nice. This was only 4 hexes, so this is just going to be an Icy Wind, and I'm perfectly comfortable taking an Icy Wind on the Alolan Ninetales. And they come in with Swampert, so we're just going to go for Weather Ball spam here. We have been debuffed, so we're likely not going to be getting any shields really from them in this matchup. But that's totally fine. We can chip away at their health and really start to get them pretty low. Alright, another Weather Ball coming through, and unfortunately they're going to be able to farm us down here. So this Swampert has quite a lot of energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my Abomasnow, shield up what I hope is Sludge Wave, but it is actually a Hydro Cannon. And so I don't think I'm going to be able to farm down, so I can go ahead and swap into Swampert, hoping to catch a Sludge Wave. Unfortunately, it's an Earthquake Swampert, so that's not great. In hindsight, I definitely could have committed to the farm down on Abomasnow. I would have been able to make it, but that's alright. We're going to go for the Hydro Cannons against this Drifloon. They do go for a shield, and then the Icy Wind is going to be enough damage to take us out. And we can just build up here and then go for a Weather Ball. We want to make sure that we're throwing before they get to an Icy Wind. And we'll have to see what they have in the back. It is a Machamp, so that's not great for us. What we're going to have to do is go for Weather Ball bait, and then pray that Energy Ball has enough damage to take out this Machamp. So get the Weather Ball bait. Going to go for the Energy Ball here. This should be CMP tie. Going to shield up the charge move. It's a cross chop. The Energy Ball is going to go through, and I really hope this is enough. It's not quite enough, so we're going to have to look to Powder Snow down, and we actually tie there. So if I had a slightly better IV Abomasnow, maybe I would have been able to take them out. But then again, maybe my Energy Ball would have dealt less damage, and it wouldn't have been as close. So really close game there. Coming up with a tie, but Machamp in the back is definitely tough to deal with when you've got that Abomasnow back there. So Kingdra on the lead. We're going to go ahead and swap right away into Ninetales, and they come in with Crobat. So this is looking really good for us. We're going to build up a bunch of extra energy, and then go for a Weather Ball. And I'm building up extra energy here to throw them off the counts. So this is going to be a Sludge Bomb. I'm going to go ahead and shield that up because I know I can farm down very safely. And this Ninetales is actually really good against the Kingdra if they decide to come back in with Kingdra. And they do. So that's pretty crazy. I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam here because it will almost KO if they don't shield. And they don't shield. So Dazzling Gleam connects. We're able to farm down this Kingdra, and Alolan Ninetales is going to town on this team. It's a Swampert in the back, so we're going to go ahead and go for Weather Ball spam here. And honestly, Alolan Ninetales would have a reasonable chance of sweeping this entire team if it was XL. So really putting in work here. Going to go ahead and not quite able to get to another Weather Ball, but I'm just going to let this go down. I could have shielded there, but they definitely have back-to-back. I'm going to come in with my own Swampert to burn some energy. Actually, no, I'm going to come in with Abomasnow because I just need to get to Weather Ball. And then my opponent decides to surrender. Seeing the Abomasnow there, I'm sure that they recognize that the game is over. I just needed to get the Weather Ball, and I still had a shield, and one Sludge Wave is not enough to KO. So, pretty good battle there. All right, getting into the next one, we've got Swampert onto Empoleon. This is definitely where I want to see it, but this is not a great matchup. What we're going to look to do is, the way I like to play this is farm up as much energy as I possibly can, shield up the first Hydro Cannon, and then they actually swap into Champ here. So this is going to be tricky because I need to have a way to beat that Empoleon in the back. So I'm going to farm up some more, throw a Hydro Cannon here to force them to shield. And then I'm going to go into my Ninetales. And they're likely going to go ahead and throw a Rock Slide here. Not going to shield because, honestly, all my HP is just more farm for that Empoleon. We get a little bit of lag there. But we're going to still be able to make it to this Weather Ball, and that's going to take out the Machamp. The Empoleon does come back in, and we're not even able to get to a Weather Ball before we get Waterfalled down, sorry. And then this is a pretty tough spot for me, to be honest. I come in with Abomasnow because I want to be resisting those waterfalls, and I know that they're basically at a charge move already. They actually swap into their Muck, and I make a huge mistake here. I am counting their fast moves, and then I do one Powder Snow too many to catch the charge move. I really, really needed to catch the Sludge Wave onto the Swampert, but I'm not able to, and that's going to be a good game. And then I overfarm here again. The game was already over at that point, but the overfarming on the Swampert definitely did not help. So, pretty poor play on my part. If I'd been able to catch on the Swampert, that would have been good. If I'd been able to, throw the Hydro Cannon earlier, like I should have, on the Muck, that would have been good. But pretty bad play at the end there. So it happens, but it especially happens there when you have a pretty slim win condition and you're trying to find it. So good game, but we'll get into this next battle up against Buck Nasty. We have Swampert into Snorlax. So the way I like to do this is build up to Hydro Cannon, so I have it stored, and then swap into Ninetales. Again, with these sort of double ice in the back type teams, you need to swap out of your lead, even if it's a fairly neutral lead to try and draw out the counter to those ice types. So that's why we're swapping out here. The matchup Ninetales into Snorlax is pretty neutral. Honestly, all of my Pokemon have pretty neutral matchups, and storing that Hydro Cannon really gives me some decent pressure for potential combo plays down the road. So they're getting off another charge move here. Likely just going to be a Body Slam. I can survive it, no problem. And I can get to this Weather Ball. I'm not expecting them to shield. I'm also expecting them to survive this with a little health, but we actually do get a shield, so that's pretty good for us. And we're going to no-shield this. They actually undercharge it, so nice play on their part. And then I was looking to swap and throw the Hydro Cannon right away to avoid getting farmed down, but instead I just let the Ninetales go down, and then I threw the Hydro Cannon into that Swampert. We're going to look to connect with an Earthquake on this Kingdra. Most Swamperts are running Sludge Wave, so I'm not expecting the shield, and then that does a lot of damage. And I'm not going to shield the Swampert, expecting this to be Octazooka. It is Octazooka, so I can swap now into my Abomasnow and look to really get ahead on energy. And it is a Gallade in the back, so we're looking pretty good here. We're going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball. They don't shield, actually, which is pretty bold because I did have enough for the Energy Ball. And then what I need to do is build up basically to back-to-back so we can shield up the Leaf Blade very safely. This Weather Ball is likely going to get a shield. Yep, we do get the shield there. Gonna, again, shield this up, this second move and build up to back-to-back Weather Balls because I want to make sure that I can get the Weather Ball off against the Kingdra. And then this Weather Ball is certainly going to take out the Gallade. Gallade goes down. We have a Weather Ball for the Kingdra in the back. And that is going to be more than enough to take it out. And that's a good game. So pretty pleased with that. Yeah, there's a lot of teams now that are using a Kingdra safe swap, and this team does really well against Kingdra safe swap because Abomasnow and Alolan Ninetales both do very well against it. Also, if there's a double dragon team, that is another pretty common one where you've got Dragonite and Kingdra in the back, and this does really well against that. So Gyarados on the lead have to swap into Alolan Ninetales, and they come in with Gengar, and I think that I misplay this. So I go for the Weather Ball here. And I believe I actually connect with this Weather Ball. Yeah, I do connect with the Weather Ball. And I get off this next one, so I've forced a shield at this point, so it's looking pretty good for me, which means that if they throw Sludge Bomb, perfectly happy to take a shield advantage. But they actually decide to throw Shadow Punch. And I think that what I should do, given that they throw Shadow Punch, is actually shield up this next one to get alignment. See if I can win switch, because if I'd been able to win switch, I would have been able to avoid the Gyarados into Swampert matchup, which is really not very favorable. I know this is just going to be Shadow Punch, so it's not going to deal a ton of damage, and we're going to be able to farm down. So we have Shield and Energy advantage now, but that Gyarados is going to be a problem, and if we manage to get the alignment right, I think this would have been a potential win. But Machamp is just going to be a big problem for this Abomasnow. We're going to look to go for double Weather Ball on this Machamp. I think that is the best play. If we do get one Weather Ball through, they're likely going to shield up this next one. Yeah, they do decide to shield. Very good call on their side, and they can counter us down. And then we don't have enough health. And the Gyarados walls us really hard because we are running Earthquake. So we can throw the Hydro Cannon here. It's going to take out the Champ, but the Gyarados is going to come back in. They likely have an Aqua Tail ready. Yeah, it looks like an Aqua Tail is going to come through. We're going to be able to get to one Hydro Cannon, but that's certainly not going to be enough. It is resistant damage, and this Gyarados is definitely going to be able to take us out. So if I think, given that I correctly called the first Shadow Punch bait, what I should have done on the Alolan Ninetales was shield up a Shadow Punch and try and win switch advantage there, so I could get my Abomasnow against the Gyarados. But able to go, well, I only won 2 of those, but I did tie one, so like I said, that's pretty much how all of my sets with this team have been going in the Ultra Premier, is I've been winning either 2 or 3, and they've been pretty close, but it's certainly not a dominant team by any means. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.